please do not cast Head Graze on the golem. It must change to white. So I can invulnerate, just gonna need some extra loving before the Bleedbuster. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'm pretty sure Lord will have you covered. We move southeast, the room is safe, you're good to go. Kill the golem, make sure to build your gouge for the 30% compaction cast. Save your big DPS skills, no need to use actions here. Save your big DPS skills and then kill the golem as soon as possible. After this, we move northeast, make sure not to step on the trap in the hallway. We might want to keep it just in case slams wipe. I will let someone either invulnerate their room, northeast. I will let him either invulnerate, or I will let the Preceptor percept the traps of Volagna. Nothing special about northeast, we just kill it quickly, and then we move to northwest. Here, I want you guys to drop the golem to 20%. No dots, please. No flare star, just use raw damage. We drop it to 20%, and then we leave the room, kill the hallway golems until we see Rupture in the chat. Once we see Rupture, Velfara, you're going to have to invulnerate your golem, keep some distance, and once you have Living Dead, drop it on the pad, and we DPS kill it. I think that's about it. Once we're done with the golems, the hallway golems will be spawning much faster this time. If you see them cast Demolish, you can stun it. You can use Low Blow if you're a tank, you can use Leg Sweep if you're a melee DPS, or you can use Sleep if you're a healer. I think that's about all of the stuff here for golems. Yes, exactly. Southwest, southeast, northeast, northwest, 20% till Rupture, and then we kill. You can sleep the golems out of Metamorph. That's a good question. I never tried, actually. It's best to just interject it or head graze it. But you can have a sleep the hallway golems if you ever plan on doing this someday. I remember Volagna organized a low tank run and I had to sleep 8 golems. It was quite a fun experience. I'll try to put the rock to sleep. Give it a go and see if it works. You mentioned sleep when I was half paying attention. I was like, what? Don't worry, if you don't have a super important role, you can take a break. I'll make sure to warn people when the countdown starts. You can alt tab, you can take a break. If you know what you're doing, you can relax. The hallway golems can be slept, yes. It's okay, take a deep breath. It'll be fine. What if I'm only quarter paying attention? You should be fine. I'm sure you should be fine. Don't worry about it. That's unfortunate. Gotta pay attention, but I'll make sure to call when we have the countdown. A big disclaimer. It's very important. I have a bad tendency of saying pull out on the northwest golem. So when we drop to 20%, please don't mind me saying this. I'm going to try to say something like pull back or retreat or move out. Yeah, force of habit, yeah. Don't question it, just please, just get out of the room, basically. You're asking questions right now that I won't answer, honestly. But hey, please don't mind it, force of habit. There we go. Now I got your attention. You're not sleeping anymore. I got your attention. That's perfect. But yeah, if you've got questions for the spot, please use the Yell chat. I'm going to do my best to answer them. Okay. Golems ready. Thanks. Make sure to have your stance on. Don't forget it. And I remind the kill order: southwest, southeast, northeast, northwest. There will be a trap in southwest and somewhere in the north rooms. 15 seconds before countdown. Make sure to tap back. Five seconds. Only fans. Make sure to open the door. Thanks. Grab your golems. Staff trap blown. Lead busters are out. Prepare to snow tanks. Is snow tanks now. Thank you. Southwest, northeast, cast interject now. Good. Oh, you have to let the northwest come change color, Lynn. It's okay. Don't head crazy next time. Build gouge for southeast. Make sure to grab the hallway tank, the hallway guns. Sorry. Build gouge. Up. Interject. There we go. And burn him quick. Burn him quick. Compaction is about to be cast soon. And we're done. Moving northeast. Make sure to heal our south and north hallway tanks, please. Do not step on the trap. Be very careful with the trap. Do not gap close if you're melee. Walk around it. Burn it. There we go. And move to northwest. Remember, 20%. No dots, just raw damage. %, 50%, 40%, 30%, and 20%. Move out, get away, fuck off. There we go. Get in the hallway and bring the hallway guns in the center. We're gonna area them down until we see Rupture.
Whoever the interrupter for red is, you still need to interrupt it. That almost went badly.
Thank you, Himbo. You keep it red. Make sure to always look at it. It happens every 30 seconds, roughly. Rupture. Everybody get back in the red room. Velthara, make sure to, there we go. Make sure to get some distance, cast Living Dead, and DPS, kill it quick. And we move out again. Now this time the hallway guns will be spawning much faster. We're not done yet. The hallway guns will be spawning much faster. If you see Demolish, make sure to stun it. If you're a tank, use never mind. Okay, we're good to go. There we go. That was well done. Good call, Himbo. Thank you. Well done. Make sure to jump on the pad, loot your chest, and make sure to go back to the main voice channel. Thank you for listening.
Slime side, well done to Golem side, who's coming back up. At the bottom of the stairs are 2 chests. This is personal loot. You have to pick it up for yourself. No one else can loot it for you. And let's just make sure that everyone... Okay, it's just Charlotte in Golem's voice. They can come back whenever they're ready. And sure, if you'd like to main tank for the night, then please go up ahead, or just please stand like next to me. And otherwise, oh, Rue? Okay, let's have Rue be our main tank for the night. Yeah, if someone's giving out Shell 1, that's not a very useful buff to have here. And also there is a buff limit for, you know, the parties with a lot of like damage buffs that they want to apply. Any extra buffs are they can take away from that limit and potentially cause you to miss like powerful buffs. Also, Shell 1, like really we just use Shell 2 because it's strictly better. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I will back you up, Brew. And yeah, so let's talk about Trinity Seeker. This is a pretty straightforward boss. It's similar to normal mode, but it's faster and has fewer tells. It has a mechanic called Fourfold Mercy, where he's in his katana form and he does 4 slashes, and the order is telegraphed by his swords glowing up. And so I will call that boss relative. So if you're looking at the boss's hitbox, the sides in front of the boss are what I will call to be safe. So for example, it may sound something like left, left, right, right. And so in order to be safe, you would start on the left side of the boss, and then after 2 hits, you'd cross over to the right side of the boss and be safe. Or it might sound something like front, back, back, front. And finally, like if we see it, there might be an off-center Fourfold Mercy, and that may be, I may make a call that's something like inside, inside, outside, outside. And so that's referring to inside of the arena, which is close to center, and outside of the arena, which is far from the center. But basically, it's going to be boss relative calls. So front, back, left, right, I will say which sides to stand on in order. If you are, oh yeah, and resurrection restricted, so I talked about this a little bit, but like normal resurrection actions do not work in DRS. And so what this means is that healer LB3 is extremely valuable. So do not use DPS LB3. It is a worthless amount of DPS, and do not use tank LB because the situations in which it is useful are very few and far between, and you would need to specifically know the timing and that it would save a lot of people. So LB is for healers. Limit Break 3 is for healers to press, and I will make the call out. If you know there's a mechanic in progress, then I'll try to tell you to hold until after. So if you are ready, please stand on the Ignore 1 marker. Please stand on our main tank if you are ready. Okay, and that's Charlotte. They can do what they need to do, and we're going to start the fight. 30 seconds on the board. Our main tank should have their stance on. If you do not wish to turn your stance off, please use food, and please use lost action. If you have potions, then put them on your bar and use them, because this fight has an enrage. Yeah, LB3 is purely based off of like average weapon item level in the party. So it does about as much as a Madare. This is a raid wide. Please check your tank stance. And Rue, you can invoke back whenever. This is Fourfold Mercy. Single movement, back, back, front, front. Start behind the boss and then cross over after 2 hits. It's easier to dodge if you're close. 1, 2, cross over. Now look away from the orb and get away from the flower. The flower resolves last. Look away from the orb. Get close to the boss. Close to the boss. And get inside the boss's hitbox now. Inside the boss's hitbox is safe. Okay, where is Ignore 1? Tanks to the outside. Tanks to the outside of the arena and pop a cooldown. This is a shared tank buster. Okay, everyone clear front. Everyone clear front. Rue needs to be alone. Rue needs to be alone or you will kill everyone. Stack up. We are baiting chains. Wait for chains to appear. Break your chains and get knocked into a barrier. Stand in front of a barrier. Numbered markers are safe. Stand in front of a barrier. Back on the boss. Get to the center of the arena. This is Ifrit dashes. Outside is unsafe. Okay, in front of the barrier at 3. Go to 3. In front of the barrier at 3. Then we're going counterclockwise. And behind the barrier at 2. Behind the barrier at 2. We're ending behind the barrier. Behind the barrier at 2. And back on the boss. Okay, we're stacking up. Stack up on 2. This is a line. Shared damage. Stack up on 2. And we're going to stay stacked. I should give myself a try. And we're going to stay stacked. Move out of the orange. And be on sand. Sand is safe. Be on sand. Sand is safe. And I think we're seeing the next mechanic. Okay, next is tethers. There are cones that come from the center of the arena. There's going to be sand or stone safe at the same time. Be on stone. Be on stone. If you're tethered, go away from the raid. Be on stone. If you're tethered, go away. Okay, be on sand. If you're tethered, then go away. Okay, move out of the orange and try to move the boss to center and face a cardinal. Okay, be intercardinal of the boss. Boss is a little bit tilted away from the boss. It's doing a plus-shaped AoE, intercardinal of the boss. And get close to the center of the arena. I think next is Ifrit dashes and Fourfold Mercy. Yep, so stack up in the center of the arena. Okay, in front of the barrier at 2. Get in front of the barrier at 2. And we're resolving swords after. And it's going to be a double movement. Front, back, back, front. So back on the boss. We're crossing over after the first and third hit. 1, cross over. 2, 3, cross over again, and then look away from the orb and get away from the flower. The flower resolves last. You're resolving crisscross. Oh, never mind. It's just flower resolves last. We're gonna stack up and then break our chains. Break your chains. Next is a raid wide and a tank buster. This is a raid wide. And next is a tank buster and a cleaves. And now get, next is sand and stone and fourfold. Okay, left, left, right, right, single movements. Crossover after 2 hits. Be on sand, boss's hitbox is stone. 1, 2, cross over and end on stone. Boss's hitbox is stone, be on stone. 1 more mechanic. Be on stone, boss's hitbox is stone. Then you're gonna look away from the orb and get away from the flower. Flower resolves last. You're resolving crisscross, then orange, and then flower. And we are not going to hold DPS. Get close to the boss. Get close to the boss. This is a raid wide. We are not holding DPS. Kill the boss. Okay, do not go ahead. There are traps up ahead. We need to wait for our Perceptor to sweep for traps. Everyone else, we are going to resolve deaths in the arena. So please observe Resurrection Protocol. Claim a body by standing on it, and then slotting in your plate of Lost Arise. After you've used 5 charges of Lost Arise, step off the body and let another healer take a crack. And it looks like all traps have been percepted. So duelist party, do whatever you need to do to begin the duel. And yeah, do not engage any other encounters. We're going to wait for deaths to be resolved. We're going to wait for the duel to begin. One more death. Reminder to pick up your chest. There is personal loot at the end of the fight, and it contains a foot plating upgrade token to contribute to making your gear dyeable. Your Law's Order. Okay, one more body. Okay, the duel has begun. We have one more body. So Lost Arise has a 10% chance of working in DRS if the user has a pure essence of the divine. If they do not have a pure essence of the divine, it has a 0% chance. And also, normal resurrection actions have a 0% chance of working in DRS. So the only other 4 ways to pick a body up off the ground are the re-raise buff, which comes from your resistance re-raiser, Dynamis Dice Healer LB3, regular Healer LB3, and Lost Sacrifice. So make your way carefully past the traps. Do not step into the traps. We're heading to the right.
I just got DC'd.
Okay, that's all right. And thank you. If you died in the previous fight, you have a re-raiser in pocket, then please apply a re-raiser. And which party had the DC? You can just say in chat, or in in shout chat or something.
They said
Alliance D. So Alliance D, when you're ready, just indicate. And congratulations to our duelist. Our duelist has succeeded. Okay, 3 to 4 minutes. Yeah, so I mean, this boss doesn't drop. Okay, they're back. All right. All you need to know for this boss is that it has a mechanic called Spit Flame. It has limit cut style dice markers over your head. It's going to be a number of dots, 1, 2, 3, or 4. And right. So okay, what am I thinking? Okay. Numbers 1 to 1, 2 to 2, 3 to 3, 4 to 4. That's all you need to know. If you get marked with a number of dots, then you just go to the matching marker. If you're ready, then cross the purple line. Okay, and Himbo is sitting out. And yeah, you don't need to use lost actions unless you know that you have extra. Okay, waiting for Valtos and Iroha, or I guess no, Iroha's just doing. And Charlotte, if they're sitting out, then please indicate to do so. All right. Okay. First thing Dahu's gonna do is drop 5 sets of orange puddles on the ground. So dodge them. Dahu is dashing. Dahu's gonna is dashing north. Don't be in front of Dahu. Don't be in front of Dahu. He's dashing again somewhere south. He's dashing straight south. Don't be in front of Dahu. And then follow him south. Okay, observe lions on the outside of the arena. You're going to shoot lines into the arena. And I think it's just 1-1, 2-2, 3-3, and 4-4. So if you have dots above your head, go kill a lion. Go stand on a lion and kill it.
Greedy.
That wasn't on me. Okay, dodge this shockwave. I have the VOD too. That wasn't on me. Okay, get knocked back into any safe spot. If you know the secret jutsu, then you can use it. Okay, and then don't stand in front of Dahu. Get behind Dahu. He's rotating clockwise. Second breath is safe for casters. Triangle is safe for casters. And next is ads phase. The ads do auto attacks. So keep the main tank healed, and main tank can pop a cooldown. Kill these last few ads. Okay, break time's over. We're gonna do all the mechanics at once. So, dodge the puddles. Dodge the left-right shockwave. Stay out of it and then move in. And now kill Dahu. Okay, we have one death. One death. And up ahead is a point of no return, so make sure that you've looted all of your chests. You cannot come back to this section of the raid after you take the pad. Okay, everyone has been rezzed. And like Dark Knight might need a heal at the pad, so try to organize
We got
that.
it.
Okay. Okay, cool. So this is the Queen's Guard. Let's set up some rolls. Okay, I need let's have slime slide tanks be on A, golem slide tanks be on B. Yeah, Brew, you can take one. I'll take two.
Broody, you villain.
Actually, yeah, this isn't gonna work. Actually, yeah, let's just have just tanks split up evenly between the Alpha and Bravo markers. Yeah, let's have all tanks up front. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, yeah, that's all our tanks. And I'll mark some primary Aura Sphere takers. Oh, oops. And I don't think I've ever seen Lorian tank before. We'll get
None of us
pleasure.
have.
Okay, sure. Oh, right. I need some healers using Lost Spell to be on the D marker. Preferably 2 healers. Yep, and so you'll be responsible for dispelling the warrior during the first pair of bosses. Yeah, feel free to go BRB. And also, I'm gonna start by explaining just special roles. And yeah, let's have reflectors. So healers and anyone who has 6 light curtains, please call out and shout chat. reflect A through F. So we got C reflect, E reflect. You need Alpha, Bravo, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot reflect, and you do not have to be the party that you're reflecting for. There's a diagram of reflect positions that I'll explain in further detail, but it is a good resource in Raid text chat. Actually, I just want to post my macro. Okay, who we got for reflect? Charlie, Echo, Bravo, Delta, Alpha. Need one more reflector to cover Foxtrot. Anyone can do it if you have Lost Reflect, or if you have 6 Light Curtain. F reflect. Okay. So reflectors and tanks on Alpha and Bravo, you are responsible during the final phase for reflecting aura spheres and invulning aura sphere. Did I say that wrong? Reflecting spiritual spheres and invulning aura spheres. So let's see, tanks first. If you're on the A marker, you're fighting for aggro on the northmost aura sphere. And so whoever has top aggro at the end is going to get a marker over their head. It's a red angry marker, and it's going to do about 250,000 damage to you. So when you see the red marker after the aura sphere dies, you're gonna press your invuln and survive the damage. Likewise on Bravo, all tanks there are going to turn on their tank stance and fight for aggro on the south aura sphere and invuln the red marker when they see it. This is during the final phase. And this happens twice. So there's 2 north aura spheres and there's 2 south aura spheres, and they come one after another. So after one tank has expended their invuln, the remaining tanks will continue to fight for aggro and try to get hit by the second aura sphere. Reflectors A through F, you're responsible for reflecting spiritual spheres. So when the final phase begins, there's going to be 12 spiritual spheres that spawn around the arena in the orientation, in the configuration that is posted in Raid text chat. And so you'll start at the spiritual sphere that is at the position of the letter that you called out. You'll activate Lost Reflect, or you'll activate your Light Curtain and wait for it to hit you. And then after the spiritual sphere dies, you'll reactivate Lost Reflect and go to the second sphere. And of course, if you know what you're doing, then you only need one cast of Light Curtain to do that. But if you're unsure, just press your Reflect and reflect the orb. Stand on it, and it will die when it casts AoE. And then just rinse and repeat. There's going to be another set of spiritual spheres, so just after you've taken care of the first set, there's a short break, and then do the same thing for the second set. Okay, and so that is the final phase organization. And oh yeah, tanks. So Hex 1 and Hex 2 are our main tanks. I will be tanking the East boss, Brew will be tanking the West boss, and we are also responsible for taking aggro and invulning the gun turrets. And as for mechanics for everyone, this is the fight that Spellforge and Steel Sting is needed for. So all healers, please slot in Lost Spellforge or Lost Steel Sting at this time. If you're because the first pair of bosses will gain like a 99% damage reduction against either physical or magical damage. So we need to apply Spellforge to physical damage dealers and Steel Sting to magical damage dealers. Mixed damage type characters may need a reapplication of the buff during the fight, but the first application is going to be during the countdown to start the fight. And also, like you may need to click off the buff if you have the wrong one. If you need to switch back to dealing physical damage because you're a samurai and have Spellforge, or if you're a black mage and you need to switch back to dealing magical damage, then you need to click off Steel Sting. So there's a macro that can do both of these things for you that is also posted in Raid text chat, and I will call out what buff you need to have. You can click off your Pure Essence, you cannot click off your Re-Razor, but just take care when clicking off your buff. so we have Spellforge and Steel Sting. Mechanics that everyone needs to know about are bomb mechanics and Mystadio mechanics. So during the first pair of bosses, either the bombs will be tethered, or we will be tethered, or both. So the rule to find the safe bomb that you need is double or nothing, go big. If both you and the bomb are tethered, you're going to a big bomb. If neither you nor the bomb are tethered, then you're going to a big bomb also. And if only one of you or the bomb is tethered, then you're going to small bomb. So double or nothing, go big. Second mechanic that everyone needs to know about is Mystadio mechanics, also known as show your hole. The gunner is going to apply this reading debuff to you, and it appears around your character as a 3/4 ring. It's like a 3/4 circle yellow ring, and it's the same as the debuff that you get in the Orbone Monastery versus Mystadio. It's also the same as the debuff that you get versus the Helldivers in Zadnor. And the way that you are safe is also the same. You need to point your hole to the source of damage. You need to show your hole first to the gunner that's going to be in the center casting Queen's Shot, and then to a turret on the wall. So you can also check Raid Text Chat for diagrams of where to look for the turrets. They're on the very outside edge of the arena, east and west. They zipper across the entire arena, so you need to stand dead center in front of a turret and point your hole to be safe. So I hear Spellforge and Steel Sting going out. All parties, please run ready checks and report in shout chat. Right, and if you have questions, now is a good time to ask. Alpha ready, Bravo ready, Charlie ready, Delta ready, Foxtrot ready. Echo waiting on 1. So, by the way, we have a successful duelist. So we are going to fight for aggro at the start of the fight. Start of the fight, all tanks will turn on their tank stance, except for our duelist, of course. And we are fighting for aggro to make sure they don't get slapped. So the first thing that happens after the countdown finishes is we pull them into a tight stack and fight for aggro. After the bosses jump away, the first pair of bosses, all tanks will turn stance off, except for Hex 1 and Hex 2. I will take the warrior to the Bravo marker, and then the knight will go to the center. Oh, and Rue, are you comfortable with the west main tank? Do you know the kind of thing? Just basically get back to the boss as soon as possible after mechanics finish. And during the second pair of bosses, don't leave the boss until, or just be aware that the boss will follow you until you get the reading debuff. So Dispel will be on the Queen's Warrior during the first pair of bosses. So after each major mechanic, it'll cast Boost. I will try to call out that the Warrior is boosting and to Dispel the Warrior. And at that time, just target the Warrior and click Dispel. It'll have like a 20-second buff that's ticking down, and just make sure that's dispelled before the next raid wide. Yeah, and finally, everyone with more than 2 light curtains. You are now an assistant reflector in the final phase. If you have extra light curtains, if you have more than 2 light curtains, and you see an orb that isn't getting reflected by a healer, then pop a light curtain and reflect the orb. But we do have assigned reflectors. Those are the primary responsibilities. But assistant reflectors, just reflect any orb you see, especially on the second set. Okay, Echo is ready. All teams are ready. 30 seconds on the board. Use food. Apply Spellforge and Steel Sting to your party. Reapply Spellforge and Steel Sting to your party. We need the fresh 5-minute timer. All tanks will have stance on. We are fighting for aggro at the start of the fight. Okay. Pull the bosses into a tight stack. First thing is a raid wide. This is a raid wide. This is a second raid wide. Okay, all tanks stance off except for Hex 1 and Hex 2. Hex 1 and Hex 2 should be the only people with their tank stance on. Okay, we are in Steel Sting. Click off purple, need yellow. We are in Steel Sting. We need Steel Sting. Please apply Steel Sting to Hex 2. Please apply Steel Sting to Hex 2. And this is Sword Omen. We are taking a bomb on the wall. If you're tethered, you're going to small bomb. If you're tethered, you're going to small bomb. And do not be in front of the knight. Get your bomb now. The center of the arena is not safe. The center of the arena is not safe. Take a bomb on the wall. Take a bomb on the wall. If you fall first, go to a place where a bomb just exploded. If you fall first, go to a place where a bomb just was. Okay, the knight is extremely high. All damage on the knight. All damage on the knight. Rend armor on the knight. The warrior is boosting. Dispel the warrior. And dispel the warrior now. This is a raid wide. And Nakahide, you can click off purple. Okay, bosses are about even. We can split damage. If you're tethered, you're going to Swirly Wind Puddle. If you're tethered, you're going to wind, non-tethered to lightning. Tethers to wind and non-tethers to lightning. Okay, tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning now. And then get close to the knight. To the center of the arena now. Get to the center of the arena. Close to the boss on the west side. Close to the boss. Oh wait, it's sword. Fuck. Okay. Okay, back on the bosses. Warrior's boosted. Dispel the warrior.
Warrior's very high.
Warrior, please.
Oh shit, warrior.
All on warrior.
Damage on the knight. Stop damage on the knight. This is a big burn. All damage on the warrior. This is a tank buster. Okay, we made it. Kill bosses. And there's going to be soldier to the wall, and then gunner to the center. Where's my brain? I don't know. This is fireball frogs. Small fireballs are going to show us the safe spot. Or small fireballs are going to turn into frogs and show us the safe spot. Okay, and the safe spot is north. Safe spot is directly north. Point your hole to the gunner in the center. Point your hole to the gunner in the center. Point your hole to the gunner in the center. And now to a turret on the wall. And this is a tank buster. This is a raid wide. The soldier is high. Damage on the soldier. And the bosses are about even, split damage. This is a gun turrets. Main tanks are going to pick up the gun turrets and invuln sniper shot. Main tanks get ready to invuln sniper shot. You can invuln now, main tanks. Hex 1 and Hex 2. Turrets need to die. Kill the turrets. This is a raid wide. Kill the west gun turret. And, wow, we're killing really fast. Okay, stop moving. Stop moving. Detarget your bosses and stop moving. This is Pyretic. And you may now return to the bosses. And we are giga skipping. So reflectors, get ready to get into position. Reflectors, get ready. Tanks, north and south, and turn your stance on. All tanks, turn on stance. All tanks, turn on tank stance and fight to receive the hit from the Aura Sphere, except for Hex 1. Okay, do not get parried by the Ethereal Wards. Reflectors, reflect your orbs. Do not get parried by the Ethereal Wards when they cast Coat of Arms. Aura Spheres need to die. Kill the South Aura Sphere. Or kill the... Yep, Aura Spheres are dead. Do not get parried by the Ethereal Wards. Okay, second set of Aura Spheres. Tanks that you didn't use invuln. Okay, off the Ethereal Wards. Don't get parried. Tanks, if you didn't use your invuln, get back to the Aura Spheres, and we're killing the second set of Aura Spheres. Okay, kill the Aura Spheres, reflect the Spiritual Spheres. Kill the Aura Spheres, reflect the Spiritual Spheres. And if you have Healer LB3, then pop it, but I doubt it. Okay, if you have LB3, then use it. Otherwise, we're killing the bosses. And we are resolving 1 death. Okay, and if you see on the A marker, there is a golden chest that is courtesy of the Duelist. So since the Duelist won, they generated an extra piece of loot for us, so make sure to thank the Lagnar Shade. We are resolving 1 more death. Okay, all deaths resolved. Let's move on ahead. And clear signs. So when we get to the Phantom Arena, make your way carefully and hug the walls down the side to, I mean, the 1 or 4 marker once I put up the markers. And... okay, where's Rue? There's Rue. Thank you for placing markers. And so, hug the wall and end up at the 4 marker. And if you are, if you're at the wall near the 4 marker, then you're ready. Have everyone come over to the 4 marker. At this time, please check your tank stance as well. Rue will be the main tank for the remainder of the solar tank encounters. Okay, and yep, so carefully make your way down the wall. Ooh. Okay, if E is ready, yeah, the people just standing at the front. Oh, we still have people running down. Okay, let's just run ready checks actually. So all parties run ready checks and report in shout chat when your team is ready. Alpha, Foxtrot, Bravo, Charlie, waiting for Delta and Echo. Delta's ready, Echo's ready. All teams are ready. So Rue will be pulling. Do not slot any new lost actions for this boss. Feel free to use whatever you have, or do no damage at all. First thing it does is a raid wide. Okay, safe spot is at 1. Safe spot is 1. Bad day. Oh, this is gonna be the greatest blood rage you've ever seen. Okay, yeah, we're walking our donut all the way down to the other side. Yep, and so stop on the A marker. Do not advance into the death wall. Yep, and then we're waiting for 1 more flash at Bravo. Okay, and we're heading to Bravo. And we're going back to Alpha. We're waiting at Alpha, because Alpha is safe. Three flashes, 2 more, 1 more flash. And we're moving to Bravo. That's oh no, Izumi! No! Okay, 2 more flashes at Alpha. We're moving back to Alpha. And the boss is going to do ads. You're going to kill the red ads and heal the white ads. So kill the bloody raids and heal the misty raids. And then repeat. This is the second set. Heal the misty raids. 1 more bloody raid. Final set. Do the same thing. And interrupt the Phantom. And I think we're skipping this mechanic. So burn the Phantom. The safe spot would be somewhere either 2 or 3. There are traps up ahead. Do not go ahead. I am slotting over Blood Rage Font of Power to sweep the traps. Okay. And traps upstairs have been popped, so upstairs is safe. The traps downstairs are required to complete the raid. So wait for traps to be percepted downstairs. Actually, I guess Himbo is still running. Oh, they're running Impetus. So if you need a Font of Power, you can get the evil version from me before I plot over Percept. Do you need a Mimic target? So, oh, Val? But no, I mean Val 1, right? Okay, there is a trap up ahead. But since I have valuable actions, I'm seeing if anyone needs me to Mimic. Or if you have Blood Rage, Font of Power, and are not Belagnar, please speak up so that I can plot over Percept without worry. Okay. We are percepting traps. So this is a nasty trap, so just be very careful around that. There's 2 more traps here. Okay, all traps have been percepted. And we are going to take a break on the bridge, 3 minutes, to get some water.
Big gulp.
I'm gonna need more water. Yeah, I still have a minute. Okay, refilling water. Okay, if you're here, then stand on the D-way mark at the back of the bridge. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty sure. I did want to ask if you have Arise actions in your holster, then please post the count of your plates of lost Arise or plates of lost sacrifice or whatever in shout chat. I have a little format for Arise actions or raise actions. So if you check raid text chat, you can get some example. It's just to confirm that we are healthy on phrases, and in that case, if we are healthy, then healers can feel free to slot over their plates of Arise. But we'll see. And Mimic is also a raise action, because you can mimic a raise action. Yeah, maybe I should add that. Okay, but yeah, most important is Arise count, so let's see what I missed. Okay, I've determined that we are very healthy. So if you do have, if you have damage actions that you would like to replace as a healer, or if you have damage actions in your holster, then healers can feel free to slot over active plates of Arise. And since everyone is here, I will begin explanations. So, put up some markers and talk about the fight. So this is Trinity Avowed. It's a pretty difficult boss. It's the most mechanically intense for personal mechanics, especially if you don't have much practice. But the important thing to know is that just like normal mode, you have to neutralize your temperature. And in fact, this entire fight is just resolve your temperature 6 times, and then the boss enrages. So in raid text chat, a lot of diagrams have been posted. Under the heading starting with the Trinity Avowed, you can see some useful charts. The first one posted describes what you need to get hit by in order to get to neutral temperature. Because like normal mode, you have a temperature that appears above your head. Unlike normal mode, you also have a debuff called Elemental Brand. So starting during the second half of the fight, you will gain an Elemental Brand debuff. And this needs to be solved in addition to your overhead temperature, or else you will die. So you need to find out what you need to get hit by in order to resolve both your Elemental Brand and your overhead temperature. These debuffs appear next to your Resurrection Restricted and Duties as Assigned icons in your HUD layout. Okay, and yeah. Second mechanic, or I guess, yeah, just quick overview. Oh, yeah. Second debuff mechanic is Forced March. So when the boss casts Quick March, you'll gain a debuff. And when the debuff expires, you will lose control of your character and march in the indicated direction 2 spaces. So if you direct your attention to the arena, there's this 5x5 grid of squares. So when I say 2 spaces or 2 squares, the 1 square length is a tile on the ground, this distant. I think it's 10 yalms, because that's like a 5-yard AoE. So it marches you 20 yalms. And so those are the 2 debuffs that you need to watch out for, because you may need to get marched 2 squares to the safe spot, or rather you will need to get marched 2 squares to a safe spot at some point in the fight. And this is affected by movement speed buffs, so you don't want to be sprinting during Forced March. And RP walk does not work. It'll undo your walk status for the duration of the Forced March. Okay, and then as for the actual weapon mechanics, Sword's phase is significantly different in Savage version. The boss will summon 3 clones and go untargetable. All 4 instances of Trinity Avowed will slash at the same time. And they'll slash such that either the 1, 2, 3, or 4 numbered waymark is going to be the safe tile. So 1, 2, 3, or 4, I will call out, will not be hit by any temperature slash. And you need to resolve your temperature by stepping 1 square cardinal of the safe square. So if you go diagonal, you're going to get hit by 2 slashes and die instantly. If you go 1 space cardinal, you're going to look for the slash that is of the temperature that you need. 1 hot, 1 cold, 2 hot, 2 cold. And then the bosses are just going to spin and slash again. So I will call out the second safe spot. And also, if you need time to figure out your temperature debuff, you can use that, like the second one, as your second chance, basically. Like during the second half of the fight, you may need to get hit twice. But otherwise, it doesn't matter which slash you get hit by, as long as you resolve your temperature to neutral by the end. And since the clones slash twice, second slash is second chance. And then arrows. During when she pulls out a bow, she's going into arrows phase, and she's going to do the ladder game, just like normal mode. There's going to be arrows of certain temperatures that are opposite the raid, and they're going to come towards the raid, and the rule that they use is they always take every intersection. They turn at every intersection that they come to on the way to the raid. And there's a diagram in chat. There's also a short video showcasing the mechanic. And you need to find the arrow that you need, that has the temperature that you need, trace its path down, and go to that square, or get Forced March to that square. What was I going to say? Crap. Okay. Oh yeah. So I don't call out whether like this pattern is normal, inverted, or which side is higher. I will just ask you to use your mouse, use your pointing device, finger or whatever, to trace down the arrow that you need, trace its path, and then figure out where your safe square is. Okay, that's all the mechanics that I wanted to talk about. Trinity Avowed does a lot of damage with raid-wide attacks, so we're going to mitigate. Tanks are going to be mitigating for their party by using Lost Ether Shields on every raid-wide. The raid-wides are called Glory of Bozja. So when Glory of Bozja is casting, I'm going to call out Ether Shield, raid-wide, mitigate and tanks are going to mitigate for their team. So one tank from each party needs to slot in Lost Ether Shield for this fight. And additionally, we are using Shell 2 to mitigate damage. So if you need Shell 2 to survive, for example, like if you aren't a tank or you aren't someone with like 10 fortitude, then you probably want Shell 2 to mitigate damage. And so that's if you want Shell 2, be behind the purple line. Once you have Shell 2, or if you don't need Shell 2, then cross the purple line. Also, if you advance past the C marker, you will pull the boss, so be very careful. Yeah, Spellforge and Steel Sting are no longer required. And yeah, I'll go back and try to answer, probably Matt missed a bunch of questions. Okay, can you click off sprint during forced march? I'm gonna need to test that. Oh no, I'm ether shielding for my party. I still got 4 Blood Rage, so yeah, you need either 5 charges of your 2-minute actions, or like Blood Rage is a 3-minute action, so you need 3 of those. And as for like Cure 4 Dervish, just slot a new plate. And yeah, so Cure 4, like you are like the assistant healers. Like Cure 4 has an incredible amount of healing potency. So use that to keep your party topped up around the raid wides, called Glory of Boja. We are going to run ready checks. Make sure you have Shell 2 if you need it. Make sure a tank in your party has Ether Shield slotted. And report readiness in Shout Chat. Okay. Alpha, Bravo, Echo, Delta, waiting for Charlie and Foxtrot. Foxtrot is ready. And Charlie is ready. All teams are ready. Use raid food. Check your tank stance. Rue is going to be the main tank. The first mechanic is a shared tank buster. Tanks up front, and pop a cooldown. This is a raid-wide Ether Shield, mitigate. Okay, please provoke the boss. Duelist has aggro. And we're getting away from the boss at the flash of light. And away from the boss now. It snapshots very early. Next, we're in front or behind the boss. We're behind the boss. Get behind the boss. The 3 marker is safe. Cursed. I'm sure our duelist is very happy right now, as are our Dark Knights in Blood Rage. Yeah, get in front of the boss. Get in front of the boss now. Get in front of the boss. On the triangle. In front of the boss is safe.
He's tilted.
Oh wait, it's tilted. Crap. I think it's fine. It was not fine. You're getting your temperature. Find out what you need to get hit by. Find out what you need to get hit by. I will call the safe square that is not getting hit by any slash. Safe spot is 1. Safe spot is 1. Diagonal of 1 means death. Okay. Second chance. The safe spot is 2. The safe spot is 2. If you're diagonal of 2, then you're dead. If you died, then pop a re-racer. Back on the boss. Next up is a mitigation event. Ether Shield, raid wide, mitigate. Oh man. Okay, we're getting away from the boss at the flash of light. You get away from the boss now. Snapshot's very early. You're gonna check your temperature. You're getting forced march to the meteor that has the temperature that you need. So check your temperature and find out what you need to get hit by. Check your forced march. Check your forced march debuff. Check your forced march. You're getting forced march from the center of the arena to the temperature that you need. Getting forced march now. Return to the boss. If you res, then pop a re-raiser. And Ether Shield, raid wide, mitigate. Okay, and we're going behind the boss. Be south of the 3 marker. Be south of the 3 marker. And you're checking your forced march debuffs. Tanks up front and pop a cooldown. Check your forced march. We're getting forced march to Bravo or Delta. Getting forced march to Delta. Look at your forced march. 2 squares. And return to the boss. If you re-raise in the fire, don't do any actions, walk out. Check your temperature and find out what you need to get hit by. You're manually moving your character to the arrow that you need, so find your arrow and trace it down. Arrows are firing now. Just kidding, they were firing like in 3 seconds. And return to the boss. Next is a raid wide. This is a raid wide, Ether Shield, mitigate. Next we're going in front of the boss, I think. Yeah, in front of the boss. Look at triangle, boss is a little bit tilted. In front of the boss is safe. This is 4th mechanic. Yeah, we're holding LB until 5th mechanic. Okay, check your elemental brands. You have 2 debuffs. Check what you need to get hit by. You may need to get hit twice. Look at your debuffs and find out what you need to get hit by. I will call out the safe spot. Okay, the safe spot is 3. The safe spot is 3. Find out what you need to get hit by. If you're diagonal of 3, then you're dead. Okay, the safe spot is 4. The safe spot is 4. Find out what you need to get hit by. Back on the boss. Ether Shield, raid wide, mitigate. Ether Shield, faint and addle. And next we are going away from the boss. So hold LB3. Do not use LB3. Get away from the boss now. Do not use LB3. Check your temperature. You're getting 1 more debuff. You're getting an elemental brand. You're getting 1 more debuff. Find out what you need to get hit by. You're walking to the meteor that you need. You're moving your character to the meteor that you need. And dodging Unseen Eye. Okay, outside, white squares, far intercardinal, all the way to the outside. Okay, after this raid wide, you're going to healer LB3, and I'm going to sacrifice onto my party. Oh, okay. That was bad. Oh, it could have been worse. Okay, hold. Okay, get behind the boss. Get behind the boss. Get behind the boss and healer LB3. Last chance. Press healer LB3. Okay, kill the boss. That was. Oh, that's so good. This is the ideal kill time. Oh my god, we actually have 0 dead bodies? Is that right? Okay, good job, gang. Okay, so we need to unlock the secret encounter. So grab your chest. If you're new, then head south. If you want to do the thing, you can also head south and meet up in the hallway on the 1 marker. So if you're new to DRS, then please come and meet up on the 1 marker. Also, if you died and you have a re-raise in pocket, then use a re-raiser. Yep, so if you want to do the thing, then meet up at the 1 marker. Alright, so we are going to unlock the secret boss. Please target yourself and slowly move close to this pink trap. And make sure that your hitbox is just slightly overlapping. Get very close. Everyone just, carefully step close. And on the... Okay. Sure, it's popped. Run! Go north. We have to unlock the boss. And you're small. If you have movement skills, then they're all fair game. So keep on running forward, keep on running onto the pad. And then proceed. If you're small, then just wiggle against the bars and go forth. And our winner is Tequila Indira. So there are traps downstairs. Do not proceed downstairs until you see the traps have been percepted. We'll wait for Lorianne to sweep. There are traps in the room, so do not go forward. There are traps in the room, and we are waiting for our preceptor to arrive. Oh, what's the second trap? Poison on bridge. Go get him, Himbo. And carefully do not run into these explosive traps. Okay. Bridge is clear of traps. And if you are a mini, just be aware that you may receive a speed boost on the debuff wearing off. Try not to pull the boss. So this is the secret encounter. This is the Stygimoloch Lord, Savage exclusive. And the main boss is not very dangerous. But once he reaches 70%, he starts the ads phase, which is rather deadly, if not handled correctly. So I'm gonna have special roll. I need 3 reflect and 3 dispel. Reflectors on the C marker and dispellers on the D marker. I need tanks on numbered markers 1, 2, 3, and 4. I need 2 tanks on each of the numbered markers, preferably. Okay, reflect, please stand on the Charlie marker. Spell, please stand on the Delta marker. And it seems like we have, at least 3, so 4 plus 4, go get him. Oh yeah, at least, okay. And, again. Actually, could we have, we have 9 tanks, right? Except one of them is a fake tank. So actually, could I have Belthara come to the 2 marker? Could I have Belthara come to the 2 marker? And then we'll have... Let's do this. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I want to see Lorianne kite the Minotaur. Rue can keep the ignore 1 marker. 6. I'll keep the triangle marker. 8. Okay, and do this. Close. You know it. Right, so this is organization for the ads phase. Let's talk about the tanks on the numbered markers. So at the beginning of the ads phase, there are 4 Stygimoloch monks that appear, and they look just like the main boss, but they are angry. And their auto attacks give stacks of twice come ruin, so we need to kite them. Our tanks, as our job is to kite the Stygimoloch lords by standing about 15 to 20 yalms in front of them, and on the outer ring. We're taking them for a walk clockwise. So the ads are not very dangerous while they're separated. While they're separated, they're very slow. They can be easily kited. When they get close to the center boss, or when they get close to each other, they speed up and start going on a massacre. So our setup is as follows. Hex 1, Hex 2, Hex 3, and Hex 4 tanks are going to be the main ad kiters. So at the start of the ads phase, they're going to make sure their tank stance is on. They're going to provoke their Minotaur and bring it for a little walk. So the Minotaur that you provoke will be on the cardinal direction of the marker. So for example, Belthara will be taking the east ad, Ada will be taking the south ad, Lorian will be taking the west ad. And also the cardinal markers for the actual fight will correspond to that. So they spawn close to the boss, pick them up, and drag them to the outer ring. Don't let them get into melee range, and drag them clockwise. And the other tanks that are on the markers, who are not Hex 1, Hex 2, Hex 3, Hex 4. So that's going to be Hex 6, Hex 8, and also Rue and myself. We are going to be the backup tanks. So our job is, shortly after the ads phase begins, there's going to be an entrapment cast, and we have to make sure that the path is safe. So we're starting by standing on the main ad kiter, and just make sure that the ad is going in the correct direction. Be ready to take over, they die. And then once the entrapment casts, there's going to be yellow covering certain sections of the arena, basically the parts that aren't the cardinal safe spots. And there will be exactly 1 trap in each of those quarter circles. So the off tanks, the backup tanks, are going to turn on their invul, turn on sprint, and run the quarter lap in order to sweep the trap. And that will make it safe for tanks to proceed and make it safe for everyone else to move around. So right, everyone else who isn't a tank during that part, they're going to be hanging around probably the south cardinal in order to just wait for the Minotaurs to come to you and kill them. And yeah, so that's tanks rolls. Reflectors and Dispellers, during ads phase, you are going to be on the inner ring. And so Reflectors are going to be looking for balls of fire. They're going to press their Lost Reflect action, stand on the ball of fire. It'll cast Ban of Flame and die if you are reflecting. Dispellers are going to be dispelling the Stone Skin buff off of Balls of Earth, after which point they will put a dot or cast a broil or something, or 2, and do any amount of damage to kill the Ball of Earth after it has been dispelled. And so I said something about outer ring and inner ring, and this is helpful for everybody. I am walking on the outer ring right now. There's this lighter pattern of tiling, and this will be safe during ads phase. There's also a similar ring that is the inner ring, closer to the boss. So the inner ring is where the Dispellers and Reflectors are. Outer ring is where tanks and everyone else is. And outside of the rings is a death zone. Also turn your attention to these notches. There's one on the inside, one on the outside. They're periodically spaced along the ring every 1/8 of a, every 1/8 of a turn. And they are important for resolving mechanics, because there's one more debuff mechanic that this boss does during ads phase, called Labyrinthine Fate. I think it's called Labyrinthine Fate. Maybe. Okay. Basically a debuff mechanic. If you check the raid text chat, there are 2 debuffs that you might get. One is a pushback from the center of the arena. So you need to start on the outside, and then when the debuff resolves with Fateful Words, call it out. You need to get to the safe spot and get pushed to an outside notch. If you're not starting inside a notch, for example, if you're over here, then you will get pushed into a death wall. And it's not fun. Okay, the other debuff has lines. Oh, I should have described what they look like. So the push out debuff is the first one posted in raid text chat, and it's the guy flying away. The Minotaur is like power posing on him. The second debuff has a bunch of lines, 3 lines going towards the Minotaur, and that is a pull in debuff. So you need to start at the outside notch and get pulled in. And yeah, so for any auditory learners, this is what the spaghetti debuff is gonna sound like, because the lines going into his mouth are spaghetti. He's gonna do this to you. He wants you for dinner, so you need to start in an outside notch in order to avoid getting sucked into a death bowl. And on the other hand, if he's power posing on you, he's doing Fusro Da, and he's gonna send you back. He's gonna push you back from the center. You need to start on the inside, because he's gonna do this to you. And so I hope that auditory explanation helps clarify the debuffs. One is pull in and one is push out. And if you have the spaghetti suck in debuff, you need to start on the outside. And everything else is just dodge the telegraphs. So I will have all teams run ready checks while I put up markers and report in shout chat. I'm getting deja vu. Okay, good, found him. So Alpha's ready. Alpha, Charlie, Foxtrot, Echo. Waiting for Bravo. Okay, Bravo's ready, and waiting for Delta to be ready. Yeah, so backup tanks, remember who you were standing with on the markers at the back there? That is the tank that you were following at the start of Ad's Fate. Oh, Delta is ready. Wait, hang on. Charlie, Foxtrot, Echo, Alpha, Bravo, Delta. That's all teams ready. So we're gonna pull the boss, and Rue is still gonna be our main tank. So hold your burst at the start of this fight. Just use your 1-minute cooldowns and save your 2-minute burst for the ads phase. The ads need to die as soon as possible. And the first cast is a Tank Buster, and it cleaves. And look for your knockback immunity button. You can press your knockback immunity now. Press your knockback immunity. And dodge 3 whacks. There are 3 whacks. It's easier to dodge if you're close. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Get ready to get far from the boss. Far from the boss now, very far. Boss is at 72. Boss is at 71. 70. Ads phase. Tanks get into position. Tanks turn on your tank stance if you're kiting an ad. Now pick up your Minotaurs and take them to the outer ring. Dispellers and Reflectors to the inner ring. Good. Just take them clockwise. Looking good. Looking good. Entrapment, get to a Cardinal. Off tanks, run your ad sweep. Okay. Yep. Check your debuffs. Spaghetti to the outside. They're resolving right now. Check your debuffs. Spaghetti to the outside. And scatter from the 3 marker. Get into a notch. Get into any notch. Notches are safe. Start scattering from the 3 marker. We're dodging puddles on the ground. Rending bolts. And looking good. Just kill these last 2 Minotaurs. Debuffs are going out. I think we're skipping. Check your debuffs. Last Minotaur, just kill it. Oh, get into a notch, get into any notch. And respect the ball. If there is a ball of fire, it needs to be reflected. Respect the ball. Respect the ball. Okay, next is a Raid Y. So close to the end of the fight, Is our dice user alive? Close to the end of the fight, we'll... actually, no, we'll just use a rise to pick everyone up. Okay, drop these at the outside of the arena. They persist, so after you take damage, move. And now get far from the boss. Get very far from the boss. Okay, return to the boss. There's 2 more sets of rapid bolts. So take these to the outside of the arena, drop them, and then move. Everyone else stack in the center of the arena. We're baiting Crushing Hoof. And now get away from the prox. Oh, okay, we're outranging this. Go to the 2 marker and stay at the 2 marker. Stay at the 2 marker. Wait for 3 whacks. We are outranging this. Stay at the 2 marker. You're outranging 3 whacks. 1, 2, 3, outrange. And back on the boss. Next is a Tank Buster. Next is a Tank Buster. Look for your knockback immunity button. And you can press your knockback immunity now. Press your knockback immunity. Oh, that was slightly late. Okay, dodge these 3 whacks. It's easier to dodge if you're close. And now mechanics repeat. This is a raid wide. Build up some gauge. Build up some gauge for the final encounter. Okay, we're gonna resolve our dead. I would like to ask for people to not pop the cutscene so that we can res without interruption. Oh, wow, was there some like battle rising going on? There's fewer people than I thought would be dead. Okay. Okay. Alright. Optimus is gaming. Good luck. Very good luck. So yeah, we have 2 more dead. 3 more dead. 3 more dead. One more? One more. Yes, this one has a chest, and you can get all chests starting at the Queen's Guard arena from this section. Yep, and so now if you loot this chest, you should have completed all 5 gear tokens, completed the gear progression for this raid. So now let's move on up to the final boss. Oh, and we got some good markers placed down. So there's a good luck RNG manipulation marker. They're very important. So gaze upon them in their glory. And enjoy cutscenes. Oh, you meant, is there a way to go back to the... No, yeah. Once you fill up with lost actions at the start of the raid, you cannot refill it in any way. So what you jump with is everything you got for the whole instant. Okay, I want to do some Ether Shield. Or sorry, not Ether Shield, re-raise. So, but let's wait for people to come out of cutscene. And then hopefully someone else has lost re-raise so that I can mimic. Okay, but we're gonna... Okay, yeah, people are not yet out of cutscene. But here's what we're gonna do. At the back of the bridge, people with re-raise are gonna stand on 1. People or sorry, people with the Lost Re-Raise action are going to stand on 1, and people who are out of Re-Raisers are going to stand on 2. So if you're out of Re-Raisers, if you have none in the bag, and you do not have a Re-Raise applied, then please stand on the 2 marker. And if you have a cast of Lost Re-Raise, then you're standing on the 1 marker. Okay. Oh. 1 more cast. Alright, and then, yeah, so you notice that you don't have the re-raise buff, then go to the back of the bridge, I think, otherwise, oh, Tiny Ted. Alright, let's give, okay, I'll slot in my Mimic. And Soraeus has got re-raise active. Oh, Iroha needs 1? Okay. Where is number 8? Yep. And 1 for Tiny Ted. Oh, okay. Ooh, that was close. I almost re-raised myself. Alright. Let's have, okay, let's do this. We only have 2 pure invuln tanks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're gonna swap the second buster. So let's have 3 tanks on 2. And then I guess Navi, you can be on 1. You'll be soloing the buster. And Gardenia, you can be on 3. You can also solo that. Or actually, I guess we only need 2 tanks on 2. Alright, so it'll be Rue and I. Okay, let's do this. Mark tanks. And also, if you have a Lost Dispel, I would like a few Dispellers to stand on the D marker. Okay, right. Mark tanks. Navi, 1. Rue is 2. I'm 3. Actually, I'm gonna stay triangle, marking myself as a numbers. Okay, so this is how the busters are going to work. So when the queen casts Cleansing Slash, she hits twice, and each hit does quite a bit of damage, and it applies debuffs. It applies Doom, it applies a heavy bleed, and applies physical vulnerability up. And so you can ignore all 3 of these by using a pure invuln, basically zeroing out the damage. So, when the queen first casts Cleansing Slash, Navi is going to press Super Bolide and take 2 hits. And after 2 hits, Rue is going to provoke the boss and carry it until the second tank buster. Since we don't have 3 pure invulns, we are swapping second. We're swapping second buster, and so Rue will take the first hit. They need an Asuna. They're taking it with all their cooldowns. And so during the cast, I will provoke. I will take the second hit of the tank buster with all my cooldowns, and I may also need an Asuna. And then after I take my second hit, Gardenia is going to anchor. They're going to take the boss for the rest of the fight. And do the final invuln. And Dispellers on the D marker. Your responsibility is to dispel the boss when the encounter bar hits 100%. So the encounter bar mechanic is called Sovereignty. When Sovereignty hits 100%, you will hear a very distinct ding, like the microwave going off. And so when that happens, we need to reflect lightning orbs, and we need to dispel the 4 debuffs off of the boss. So the 4 people on the D marker, when the Sovereignty boss hits 100, you're gonna activate your light curtain if you have one, and dispel all the buffs off of the boss. So keep dispelling until all 4 of the buffs have been dispelled. And yeah, so everyone else, Sovereignty bar is when that hits 100, that's a very dangerous mechanic, because there are 5 lightning orbs that appear around the arena. They're floating in the air, and they pulse in a somewhat large AoE for lethal damage, like 300,000 damage a hit. So you need a light curtain to survive, or Lost Reflect. If you do not have 2 light curtains, you're in danger. So if you do not have 2 light curtains, like for example, like just drag them onto your bar from your Lost Finds holster. If you do not have 2 light curtains, you need to scatter from the party when you hear the microwave go ding. So when the sovereignty bar hits 100%, you need to get away from the party and you need to get away from all lightning orbs until a lightning orb dies and produces a bubble. The bubbles are safe. The lightning orbs are not safe. So that is if you do not have access to Lost Reflect, you need to scatter from the party. Okay, and yeah, let's do. So this is our special roles. We have Dispellers on D. We have our tanks. We're involing first and third. We're swapping second buster. And I'm gonna put up my markers for super chests. So super chests, you may think, oh, this mechanic's so hard, but really that is not the case. Your job during super chests is to add up numbers, and they're going to add up to 5, 6, or 7. So you're going to get a debuff. You're getting 2 debuffs when the queen casts Queen's Edict, and it's going to be 2, 3, or 4. It's going to be 2, 3, or 4 dots, and you add them up for a total of 5, 6, or 7. And I will call out the starting safe spot for each of the numbers, and it's going to be relative to the safe square being north. So the call out may sound something like back safe, wall unsafe, 5s on delta, 6s to the left of 5s, 7s to the left of 6s. And so I'm again counting by tiles. These are discrete tiles. So, if I say 5s on delta, you can be anywhere in the delta tile. 6s to the left of 5, that is relative to the safe square being in front of you. And that's, again, 1 tile to the left, and 7s to the left of that. And also if I say something like 6s in the corner, that's going to be the corner on the right-hand side, facing the safe square, because I am taking us down the right-hand wall, whether the safe square is north or south. So that is your responsibility. During super chests, you're going to receive 2 debuffs, add them up, and I will call out the safe spot for your number. And yeah, hopefully I don't murder the raid on the first mechanic. That would be tragic. Totally has not happened in the near past. Yeah, and also during... Oh, I need to actually mimic actions. Okay. I need tanks with Blood Rage Ether Shield. Okay, Himbo's got Blood Rage Ether Shield. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to be non-villain today. Blood Rage on the right. I have to cross over my index finger over my thumb. It's so painful. Okay, not really. This fight does a lot of damage. So 1 tank from each party will continue to use Lost Ether Shield. You only need like 8 charges, I think. And you have an extra Ether Shield in your bag. The purpose of that is to reset the cooldown if we see Soften Rage, which I doubt, unless I kill the party at Murder Chest. Okay, and also, yeah, so Shell 2 also will be needed to mitigate the raid wides. The names of the raid wides are Empyrean Iniquity and God Save the Queen. God Save the Queen is a one-off, but yeah, so I'll call out when to mitigate for your party. That is all I have to say, so I'm going to ask for all teams to run ready checks for the final time, because this is the final encounter. You've made it all the way to the end. In terms of like re-clears, you can join basically any run that's labeled as a re-clear now, because you have beaten Trinity, Avowed, and Rage, or like you only need to have seen Trinity, Avowed, and Rage, but we smashed it. So yeah, I mean that's fine. That just means that you don't need to hear explanations. But yeah, so you've completed Prog, and let's check who's ready. Alpha, Charlie, Foxtrot, Delta, Bravo, Echo. All teams are ready. Navi Ebonstar will be pulling the boss, so they have tank stance on at the start. 30 seconds on the board. Use raid food, use lost actions, use everything you got, because this is the final fight. And yeah, so Navi, when you pull the boss, you can just sort of stand in front of it with the raid. You don't need to pull it any far, like anywhere forward or back, just where it is fine. And so good luck, have fun, and let's do this. Again, you can stack with us if you want. So the first cast is a Raid Wide. Ether Shield, Raid Wide, Mitigate, Faint, Addle, Reprisal. And now we're doing Murder Chess. So chessmen are going to march into the arena. Those rows are not safe. So middle row not safe. South row not safe. And alpha column not safe. One column not safe. I'm going to pay attention to North Swain's Glow, which will force us in a cardinal direction. It's west. We're going behind the 1 marker. The 4 marker is safe. The 4 marker is safe. 4-way mark is safe. Do not be in the center row. And, oh wow, I moved way too early. The 1 marker is safe. Just this row that we're on is here is safe. Middle column is not
Center
safe.
unsafe.
This is a tank buster, so Na'Vi is going to ready their invul. When they see the cleansing slash, Caspar, pop Super Bolide now. And Rue can turn on their tank stance. And provoke. Ether Shield, Raid Wide, Mitigate. You're doing Super Chess now. Your responsibility is to add up your debuffs. And I will call the safe square, safe starting square. Okay, head north. Back is safe, wall is safe. 5s on 4, 6s in the corner, and 7s on 3. 5s on 4, 6s in the corner, and 7s on 3. 5s on 4, 6s in the corner, and 7s on 3. Okay, and the wall is safe. Go to the 4 column and march down the 4 column. Run out your debuff. If you see a line above your head, move back a space. If you see a line above your head, then you need to move back a space because you moved too far. And now end in the safe square. If you die, then die and re-raise in the safe square. And now we're back on the boss. The next thing, yeah, use your cooldowns, use your bursts, use your actions. And next is a Raid Wide. And Ether Shield. Faint, Addle, Reprisal, Mitigate. Next is the encounter bar mechanic. So look for your light curtain. Look for your light curtain. If you do not have a light curtain, go away from the lightning orbs. And press your light curtain now. Light curtain. If you're not reflecting, then go away from the ball lightning. If you're not reflecting, then go away from the ball lightning. Dispel the boss. 1 more debuff. Get into a bubble. Get into any bubble. Bubbles are safe. And next up is Relentless 1. Look at the gunner, who is at northwest inside the numbers. That is where you need to point your hole to. Tethers are going to wind, and non-tethers to lightning. If you're tethered, you're going to swirly wind puddles. If you're non-tethered, you're going to crackly lightning. North Swain's Glow is forcing us to a cardinal direction. East, go east, A marker. And point your tethers to wind, non-tethers to lightning now. Point your hole to the gunner, point your hole to the northwest. Point your, and now to turret on the wall. Point your hole to a turret on the wall. This is a tank buster. I will take the second hit. Okay. And Asuna. Oh. Okay. And tank 3 provoke. Tank 3 provoke. Is tank 3 up? Okay. Gardenia, you can provoke whenever. So this is Relentless 2. We are getting knocked perpendicular to the Night Tether on the side that the Queen is not slashing. Okay, big open safe spot. Right on the triangle, right on the plus marker. Observe the tethered clones. Tethered clones swing. Small safe spot, small triangle, opposite Charlie. Triangle and plus marker, small safe spot. And tank 3 can provoke whenever you're ready. Okay. This is Ether Shield, raid wide, mitigate. Oh, I forgot to call use 2 minutes. At least use your 1 minutes here. This is Super Chest 2. It's exactly the same thing. So, add up your debuffs. And head to the north. And it's a back safe, wall is safe. Oh, 5s on Bravo, 6s in the corner, 7s on 3. 5s on Bravo, 6s in the corner, 7s on 3. 5s on Bravo, 6s in the corner, 7s on 3. 5s on Bravo, 6s in the corner, 7s on 3. The wall is safe. You're going to the 4 column. Go to the 4 column and march out your debuff. If you see a line above your head, move back a space. If you see a line above your head, move back a space. And now head to the safe square. End in the safe square. If you die, just die, because we have healer LB3 and we'll pick you right back up. So healers, look at your LB3 gauge, and when you see it ready, then just send it. And tank 3 is going to invul and cleansing slash. So use healer LB3 and pick your people up. If both healers in your party are down, then mark them. And Gardenia will keep the boss. Relentless 3. Stack up on triangle. Stack up in front of the boss. Stack up in front of the boss. We are baiting the knight. Shield Omen. We are going to be close to the knight. For real this time. Close to the knight on the side without the French fry. To the left. Small movement inside the knight. Small movement. Okay, and now dodge these turrets. Thinking about just spelling and reflecting. Dodge these turrets. Thinking about just spelling and reflecting. Press your light curtain. If you're not reflecting, then scatter. If you're not reflecting, then get away from ball lightning. Okay, wow, we smashed it. Okay. Kill the boss. We're done. Oh, I'm kidding. Wow, we... Okay. Didn't even need to get into a bubble. It's not a missed call if we skip the mechanic. Am I right? Okay, so we are so picking everyone up today. So enjoy your cutscene, and after people are out of cutscene, we're going to spend our arises, spend our sacrifices if you want, and take a screenshot of the back. Yeah, I gotta say, we were absolutely pumping. So, I mean, for an any prog run, for like 14 U clears, that's awesome. So in the chest, you'll receive a complete armor augment upgrade that can make one of your Law's Order pieces of gear dyeable. And it'll also give you a slick haste buff inside Save the Queen areas, including right here. So let's pick up our final dead. Yeah, and also, yeah, so like the other thing in the chest is like a Save the Princess minion, which I have way too many of. As do most people who do DRS. And there's a Fragment of Loss and a Fragment of Deception. Fragment of Deception may be the last thing that you need to complete your Lost Finds cache. So all deaths have been resolved. Pick up your loot and strike a pose at the back of the arena, next to the tree. So at this point we have completed the raid, but there is a ceremony that we like to do on Lego Steppers or on Ether. So if it is your first time clearing, so after we finish taking screenshots, the celebration will be held on Ferry. So world travel to Ferry, and if you're new, you're going to claim your mount, your Cerberus, and wait at the main Aetheryte at the Domain Enclave for instructions. Everyone else, you know what to do. So yeah, congratulations to all our first-time clearers. Have fun taking your screenshot, and when you're finished, beat up on Ferry. Ferry is the server that the celebration is happening on. Yep, and so yeah, so if you just completed DRS or you've never done the thing before, you've never done the celebration, then proceed to the main Aetheryte at the Domain Enclave on Ferry, claim your dog mount, your Cerberus, from the achievements menu, and mount up and wait for further instructions. And is there also someone who would like to yeah, is there someone who would like to lead the, or like hold the banner, would like to raise the standard?
I can lead. It's wobble, it's wobble.
Okay, so
I'll be on an
Wobble
Ozma.
will be leading the pack. So yeah, right? Mount up and wait at the main Aetheryte if you're new. Okay. And I'll give it a couple minutes. How about actually, let's just go like 1 o'clock Eorzean. Go 1 o'clock Eorzean and lead people down. Oh, I think I see at least one first timer who's already in the lineup, but that's fine. You're welcome here. And so, Wobble can now proceed to bring our first timers to the place. So turn on your roleplay walk and slowly make your way, following the orb. Oh, one is on the way. Yeah, so you can wait actually for a bit. Yeah, you definitely want to be walking, so you can let all the townspeople see. Show off to the whoever's managing the donations at the counter there. And then, yeah, hopefully everyone is... Yeah, whenever someone says, like, the last person is here, Wobble will lead the way. I'm pretty sure I restored the entire Domain Enclave so like you get a piece of glam. I'm not even sure you have to do the whole thing.
I don't remember what you get at the end. I have restored my whole thing, but it was so long ago.
So is everyone ready at the Aetheryte? Are they marching over? Oh, you may need to transfer servers to Ferry. or like just a world visit. At the Doman Enclave main Aetheryte. Hopefully you have people there. So mount up on your dog. Oh, seems like there may be some lag issues. Actually, I should check what kind of what time did I make? I forgot to check how expedited this was. Okay, 60 minutes left on. Okay, yeah, it was pretty good. It's pretty good. I guess that doesn't count the first time we went in just to fix the pure essence, but we made it. Made it all the way to the end. Yep, Slime's one shot. Very good. I mean, zero explanation is just a re-clear run. Or maybe limited explanations for Minotaur and Queen. A real DRS speedrun. Pretty fun to see. Like, I can just imagine, like... Okay, the whole gang is here, so whenever Wobble is ready, they could lead the charge.
Alright, let's go.
They can bear the standard. Oh, they're on their way. I can see them in the distance. Ah, you have to mount up on your Cerberus mount. Make sure you're on your dog. Because that is a prestigious achievement. That's only like 4% of any players. And since you cleared DRS, you're a part of us now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like 3 or 4%. It's definitely under 5. Okay, so congratulations to our first-time winners. Evict Agrels, Tequili Indira, Flynn Beckett, Ivory Ebony, Arachne Silksong, Sar Lunaris, and Javari Buster, Ellie Cat, Irva Valk, are you sure you knew? And Biel Bolts. And finally, we have a bunch more. Okay, Rosamond, Lemieux, Nakahide Yuki Hodo, Isen Exia, Shin Durante, and finally Valtos Flanthor, also a first-time clear. So congratulations to everyone. Oh wow, you really continue down there. Okay, that was fun. That was fun. Let's all dogpile. Let's all dogpile by the one big fun pile of doggos. And someone is barking. So good job. You guys are all winners. And so you did awesome today. You did a great job following directions and adjusting to mechanics. Thank you for bringing all your actions, for bringing the DPS, for coming to my run, because this is impossible without the help of 47 other players or however many that I want to go in with to complete the instance. So thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming, and hope you had fun. I hope to see you on another run, and I will be switching off voice at this time.
Stay hydrated.